Today, folks. I'm going to try this again. Today we're at Table Rock State Park. A number of hiking trails out here. We'll be a little bit on the one coming up here is red, a little bit on the green, and just a little bit on the blue. And we had to hit a couple of connectors to get back and forth between all those. This sign alerts us to some of the things we might come across, mud, vegetation, slippery rocks, bears, things like that. This area right here actually reminds me quite a bit of Flagstaff, Arizona. It's very similar. And the trees are just spectacular, to say the least. And right now, this time of the year here, it's spring, and things are going to get better and better. There are a number of creeks like this and little streams that run through this park. And I would imagine they all eventually spill into the lake somewhere or another. It was hard for me to tell. I couldn't quite find the beginning or the ends to a lot of these. And when I found that spot, I was quite surprised that when I looked over and finally climbed down where I am now, there's a nice little waterfall. A little bit of a reflecting pool at the very bottom of it there. Coming up pretty soon. The water there is pretty clear, but the sound of it, the sound of the water falling is just spectacular, and it just gets me every time. Let's listen to it for just a second. Yeah, I can capture a little bit of the audio and in the video and take some pictures, but the sound, the smell, the sight, all together, intriguing. And it takes a while sometimes for things to come into focus and see what exactly I'm going to shoot. And right here I'm about to start yapping about something. Well, we're going to try this again. Every time I come out here, I forget to bring my mics, so it may be difficult to hear. I might have to scrub this audio also. But we're continuing on our little journey and seeing what we can see. It's hard to tell, but right behind me is a lake and a little bit of a cliff and a note that somebody left for somebody else at the bottom. Let's take a look. Okay, now this here was a kind of a small cliff. It really surprised me. I wasn't really supposed to be on this little part. It said stay on the trail, but I saw many other people would come this way, so I just had to go see what it was all about. And it's a pretty good view. Not entirely sure what that means, but perhaps we'll look it up later and find out. We'll be crossing that bridge dam here in just a little while, and that's where the lake is right on the other side of that. It's part of the lower edge of Table Rock Lake. That's where I spent a lot of time. Beautiful place. Now let's listen in on all the life. Oh, and some more water. There were all kinds of critters down in there. Frogs, birds, chipmunks, and squirrels. You couldn't really quite tell in that one. There were a number of chipmunks and squirrels calling in the background. I think I was upsetting them just a little bit. This one I found on the upper edge of the Red Trail, and kind of like this little area. Probably spend a little bit more time there as summer comes in and take different shots of it so you can get an idea between spring and summer. Right here I was trying to show what kind of junk I travel with all the time, and you can see I have a tripod there, but I also carry a little mini tripod in my backpack that sometimes I set up and use. There's my number one still frame shooter. And inside of that is more cameras and a lens hood, more cameras, water, and my microwave, which I can't really use. I just don't take it out of the car because I have no place to put it. And my snow boots off to the edge there. This is driving from where we were at the hiking trail, going past where the Branson Belle Riverboat is right at this particular moment. It's kind of neat. Hopefully I'll get to see that eventually, up close. And of course things are getting nice and green right now. It rains almost every day. This one had rained the day before, and it rained the day after I shot this chunk. But right now we're fixing to be coming up on the bridge dam that we saw in the shot just a few moments ago. And when we drive over that, then we'll cut directly into the backside of the lake. To the right now would have been where I was shooting off of that cliff, shooting back into this direction where you could see the edge of the dam. And here we are now finally at the lake. There's a little walk down there where you can go down to the shore. I haven't been to all the shorelines here. Not all of them are with these rocks. Some of them are actually sand, mud. Depends on what part of the lake you're at. Since this is right here by the dam, it's kind of quarry rock. And the water is fairly clear in this one. And here comes the wind. Shit. Every time I try and record on location, the wind just starts blowing immediately. This is a little bit of the things that are right there, just a little tiny hiking trails, not even a quarter of a mile, but I guess folks take their kids out there and gives them a chance just to walk around for a few minutes and see the trees and the plants and the water all at one time. Everything is blooming out right now. The colors are pretty wild. And now for the last little bit, I'll just show you some of the still images that I shot from that day. Enjoy.
We're all connected to each other biologically, to the earth chemically, to the rest of the universe atomically.
I think nature's imagination is so much greater than man's. He's never gonna let us relax.
We live in an in-between universe where things change alright, but according to patterns, rules, or as we call them, laws of nature.
I'm this guy standing on a planet. Really, I'm just a speck. Compared with a star, the planet is just another speck. To think about all of this, to think about the vast emptiness of space, billions and billions of stars, billions and billions of specks.
The beauty of a living thing is not the atoms that go into it, but the way those atoms are put together. The cosmos is also within us. We're made of star stuff. We are a way of the cosmos to know itself. Across the sea of space, the stars are others. We've traveled this way before, and there is much to be learned.
We're all connected to each other biologically, to the earth chemically, to the rest of the universe atomically.
I find it elevating and exhilarating to discover that we live in a universe which permits the evolution of molecular machines as intricate and subtle as we.
I know that the molecules in my body are traceable to phenomena in the cosmos. That makes me want to grab people in the street and say, have you heard this?
The beauty of a living thing is not the atoms that go into it, by the way those atoms are put together. The cosmos is also within us. We're made of sparks. We are a way for the cosmos to know itself.